Suchmor Thomas. I'm, as Mr. Brawl said, I'm originally from India. I came here on 2001 July, just like most other immigrants, not all immigrants, most other immigrants. We have to actually apply for the visa, stand in the line for like 3 to 6 months, then go and get an interview done at the U.S. consulate in India. Did the interviews, then you wait, then you get approved, then you come over. Then after that, you can't work right away. You have to stand in the immigration line at the Houston office or at any other offices where you are and get approved, get an approval for a work permit. Sometimes a work permit, they usually say takes 90 days, most of the times longer, which ends you up getting a lawyer, which charges you up to $2,500. Then you get a work permit, you start working, and after a couple of years have passed by, then it's time for you to apply for a green card, or also known as permanent residency. Time comes in, and as usual, your file, they can't find your file, or it takes time, and then you hire another lawyer again for another $2,500. You apply for that, you get your permanent residency or green card. Then you wait for another 5 years, and if everything goes well in a good condition, that means you do not run into any criminal problems or any other tax problems, any problems with the law and order. You can apply for the citizenship, then you apply, then you go to the lawyer again, another $2,500. So altogether probably takes like 7 to 8 years. In the mean process, what happens is that you sometimes look at what the government is doing, then you find out about the DREAM Act. So when I was thinking myself, what was I doing by standing in these lines, doing everything through the proper channel, when something very easy could have been done is walking across the border, And you come over here, and I can't blame, or I'm not blaming on any people doing that, because as like any other immigrant, they want a wealth, they want a vision, they have a vision, they want something more which their country can't provide, or have problems in their country, and betterment for them as well as their family and their children. They come over here and they have the DREAM Act, and then they get an automatic citizenship. So standing in line, going through the lawyer and things like that doesn't sometimes, when you think about it, is this government doing the right thing, or what is the difference? Then after a while, you start thinking more and more, and when you have kids, the kids getting the automatic birth citizenship, it doesn't matter which country your citizenship belongs to, the kids are automatically the citizen of this country. And since the parents do not have a social security number or anything, the kids come into Medicaid. When I want to put my kids on health insurances, an average kids cost you around $200. So if you have like 3 kids, it's like $600 easily. That's not even covering your deductible, that's just your premium. With Medicaid, it's automatically covered up to the age of 18, because technically, if you're illegal immigrant, your parents do not exist. They do not have a social security number or anything. Then if you have to buy a house, there comes the tax ID, and you can do it through the tax ID. You do not need any social. So how a country like this is going to sustain? And on top of that, you get the food stamps and everything else. And then you get the public assistance for putting the kids through your school and the college. The fun thing is that never any immigrant asks for United States of America to provide any of these things. We want to come here for a betterment for us to work hard and give the government something back. But the government has come to such a level that they have been helping us irrespective whether you are a legal immigrant or whether you are illegal immigrant, which is basically going to demotivate the legal immigrations. Never a country can sustain like this, and it hasn't proved to sustain like this before. I'm from a small state in India called Kerala, which, if you have read about communism, the first place in the world where communism came through election is in my state. Everywhere else, the communism came through armed revolution. It's a small state called Kerala, Kerala. In 1957, they came through election over there. And within 2 years, their people uprose against them and has to get rid of them. The major other problems that we look into, what is the major difference between India and over here? You can imagine if you are a foreigner in India, like you're an American, come to India, you have to carry your passport, or you have to carry your valid documentation all the time, because the cops will stop you and the cops will ask about you. But when you come to the United States, you don't have to. Or the cops, if they stop you, they ask about you, somehow it's a racist remark, which is the part I never understand. Because if you come to my country and you do not have a document, you are getting handcuffs and you're going to the prison. There is no doubt about it. But when you come to the United States, asking about a documentation, proper documentation is a crime now. There is a big legal battle going on. First thing. And the second thing, the spending. We keep spending the money that we don't have. Nobody in any country is sustaining like that. You look at any European Union countries, you look at Greece, you look at France, you look at Portuguese, look at any countries, all their spending cuts has been like 25% to 42, 45% spending on all these government jobs and for the government, and no country has ever sustained like that. You look at our trade, you look at our deficits going up. It is now around $16 trillion. When you look at the deficits, it's not just we owe to China or Saudi Arabia, we owe some of us to ourselves, like through the 401k plan and things like that. And there is, in the near future, in the next few years, we are going to go through the same problem what the European Union is going to go through. Raising taxes is not at all the solution, or putting regulations.